Hello, everyone. If everyone can hear me well, just putting up the phone here. I hope everyone is can't see you. Okay. Can everyone see me well? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No? Can you? Okay, excellent. Looks good. Excellent. Thank you very much, everyone. Um, so today, Jamie will be joining us in a little while. He's already in the group, and I believe he's joined the AMA. But before he comes on and talks, I wanted just to update everyone just on the generals. Right now, we're still we did our filing, as everyone knows. We're still pending approval. We already got a response, an initial response. No clarifications that were needed, so everything's looking good right now. We are wrapping up contracts that we've been working on. That'll be we'll be posting on our next update to our filing. I mentioned the Red Cross last time. Also, Daniel will be. We had a conference call. Daniel and I. He's going to be starting next week, and he will be in charge of explaining and putting all the stuff in order for the blockchain components, and also ensuring that the whole setup with the LifeChain Foundation is the correct setup in regards to how the hashes are happening and the legal structure, since the foundation is being set up in the UK. So he's going to be doing that. And also, we'll be updating all the exchanges, whether or not there's trading volume happening there for MTC. Those are changing to LifeChain Foundation. All those updates are happening, and we're probably going to go to the next conference together, where Avalanche will be presenting. I think the next conference is coming up in Jacksonville, Florida. So we're just planning all these things, and it's part of our plan to ensure that not only our services are getting good, but are going to grow well with this new format, but we also are showcasing the transparency aspects, and we really want everyone to see that. So there's another big thing: the website. We finished the development on the apps. Now the focus is going to change to the website. We have to put the marketplace up, and all the services that are in the apps we're putting onto the website. So it's basically a reflection of what's in the apps. All the services will be available as well on the website. And what I wanted people to see is, to have, or at least get educated on the whole blockchain front. Let's see. But on the whole blockchain front. So I want everyone to see the hashes and to understand what they actually mean. Like, oh, okay, this is a transparency. When there's a hash here for this product sale, that means that was sold at specifically at this moment. There's clear tracking, clear metrics for everyone to see, so people can monitor our growth. And we just have a great all-around service that people love, investors love, patients love, and it's really showcasing the benefit of free basic healthcare. I'm going to, I had a talk with Jamie. Jamie's very excited to meet all of you. I've been telling him about the community for a long time. He's excited. I think there was some comments that I received during the past couple of weeks, and I thought it was beneficial for Jamie to come on and hear from his own words. But essentially what we've done is we put together a really strong marketing and PR plan. And as everyone knows, Jamie's one of those, I don't want to, I know he's listening right now, but he's one of those, powerful, very well-known celebrity managers in Hollywood. And not just that, he has extensive experience just really marketing and organizations in general, and doing PR and stuff. So he has, like Patrick as well, who has been of great help. Jamie has been of enormous help, and I'm happy and honored that he is with us, part of Doc.com, and so we've built a huge plan. I think something that's never really been seen in the healthcare space, and so he'll talk a little bit about that, his past experience. You know, one of the things that's important to understand is that I got comments saying like, oh, you know, we don't see pictures of him so much. You know, there's stuff on his Instagram, but there's, you know, he keeps a low profile. Why is that? And you know, in the industry, I think, and this is explained to me, a lot of the people who are doing the work behind the scenes, you know, that's their job. They're not supposed to be in front. You know, so they're doing the work behind the scenes, and that's really where the value comes, and that's what Jamie's been doing all his career. So just to clarify, because some people thought, oh, you know, if he worked with all these people, why aren't there all these pictures? But you know, just certain rules and stuff. Either way, I'll tell the story. As some of you know, in some of the previous AMAs, I have had I have a friends in LA, very well known people, and I guess famous in their own right, and they were just like you know, extremely ecstatic of the fact Jamie could come in with us. So you know, it just goes to show the kind of reputation that he has, which is very good and stuff. And he has been of great help. So we're looking forward to it. So you know, I want to ensure that everyone is ready. If you guys have questions to ask, go ahead and start posting them, and we will start answering them. I think I'll ask Jamie to come on now. We're about 10 minutes into it. I do have to have a hard stop. Well, we do have to have a hard stop at you know, in 50 minutes. But yeah, Jamie, how are you?
Hey, how are you? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. I think we can all hear you. I think everyone is on right now. Okay.
Awesome. Great. Thank you for the kind words, Charles. Appreciate that.
You know, I love you, Jamie. So look, I want to ask the community, does anyone have any questions? No, I want it. Jamie will talk about kind of what we've been planning, but in the meantime, go ahead and you know, post if you have any questions in particular. You know, like I said, I received some comments myself privately, but you know, if you want, Jamie, can you go ahead and tell us a little kind of, you know, how you started and what you've done, and you know, just from your own words.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, nice to meet everybody on the call. This is really exciting to be a part of the group and conversations, and I look forward to your questions. Just a little bit of background on me. I've been in the entertainment and marketing space my entire career. I was raised here in California, graduated from UCLA, and started in the business pretty young. You know, started promoting music acts in the early days, and discovered a lot of talent, and came up the ranks through the biggest agencies here in show business. So I was fortunate enough to work with, you know, the top 1% of celebrities at a very early point in my career. So I started in the agent training program at one of the top 3 agencies called United Talent. They're very well known at the time. We were representing clients like Johnny Depp, Angelina Jolie, Eminem, Prince, Harrison Ford, you know, some very high level talent, Jim Carrey. So my job at the time was training with talent and starting to broker some of those big deals and running some of the big music tours for Prince and Eminem. And I continued in my career. I crossed over to management. This is in the early 2000s. A very prominent company came to Rise, and I had an opportunity to go join them. It was the top management company in the early 2000s. So I had the opportunity to work with top talent like Leonardo DiCaprio, Cameron Diaz, Martin Scorsese, Matthew McConaughey, Oliver Stone. We operated very similar to the big agent. This was a revolutionary new management company at the time. And we were just positioned to be much more aggressive than, what the market was showing to be. And, had a lot of experience continuing in the management side, working with a whole new crop of big celebrities. But I got most well known, here in LA when I discovered Selena Gomez. That was where I earned, my first set of stripes, so to speak. And I was a young manager. I found her in Texas. She was a very young girl. She was nearly 11 years old at the time when I met her. And this was really before the boom of social media. So I had to discover her the old school way. And I chose a developer over the last couple of years. It was an interesting move. She really was too young at the time for me to represent her, but I found her to be really interesting because she was someone who, could sing and who can act, and she was coming out of the Texas market. So I spent a few years developing her and really relied on my eye and my marketing capabilities, but we struck some lightning when I got her the Disney deal. So I was the guy who really invented her career. I put her on the Disney Channel. She did Wizards of Waverly Place under my time. I did the record deal and the marketing deals and the licensing, and I put her on Instagram. She was one of the first celebrities in the very early days when the algorithms on the platform were really about growth. So it's interesting to see that she is really one of the top 5 most followed people on Instagram. And this really came from, our early insight to have our clients join social media back when it was really a no-no. This is in the days when agents and managers were priding themselves on building careers in the most traditional platforms, whether it is film, TV, or music. So, the digital space, when it was first really starting, when Instagram first started, when YouTube was really starting out, it felt like the sort of the stepchild of the entertainment business. And lo and behold, now it's the most dominant and most important part of the entertainment business. But for us as agents and managers, the key was to, learn how to adapt to the new tools of entertainment and represent our clients better. So that's really what I set out to do. It's like, how do we take advantage of the tools that are now happening in the world, in the first time in history that we're able to market in a way that no one has ever been able to do before. I mean, it's just a tremendous opportunity. So, the digital space is our primary focus now for all agents and managers, and we want to leverage these platforms to not only represent our clients better, whether they're film stars or TV stars or businesses or marketing. They're there for us to really superpower and fast track visibility and awareness. So Selena, it was a great time with her. Spent many, many years. I started representing Paris Hilton as well. That was an unplanned opportunity, but it kind of came to me. Her attorney approached me at a time when she was looking for a manager, and I stepped into it. Saw it as a challenge, and did nearly 10 years with Paris, and it was incredible. We reinvented her career. I did a record deal. I executive produced her TV show. We kept building her social media platforms. We reinvented her as a DJ, and I got a lot of credibility for building her into a multi-billion-dollar brand through her licensing program. So I'm really one of a handful of managers that has achieved that status of crossing that billion-dollar level and building a celebrity. And traveling around the world, meeting all the international buyers and all the big players was really a great opportunity. And I went on to represent other people as well. I got ranked back in 2007. The Hollywood Reporter does a ranking system. We call it the next generation of power players. And I was probably one of the youngest on the list at the time. I was ranked one of the top managers in 2007. And so people have been following my career, my trajectory, ever since. But yeah, like Charles mentioned, I came up the ranks through a time when, the rule for agents and managers, the number one rule is that we are here to represent them. They are the ones that are the public figures. They're the ones to, be the faces of a brand or be the visible people in the media. Agents and managers are trained to be behind the scenes. We were not allowed to do interviews for a very long time with publications or social media. It was really against the rules, and it's against the culture of representation. Our jobs are to focus on our clients and to build their careers. It wasn't our agenda to make ourselves famous. So that's for the most part why we stay out of the media. I stayed off Instagram for a long time. We're usually under strict confidentiality agreements with our celebrity clients. We have to gain their trust and know that they can be comfortable with letting someone like me inside their world and being exposed to probably some of the biggest secrets that the world will never know. But that's the trade-off. That's the commitment to them, and to honor the relationship and the agreement, to really stay behind the scenes and respect the privacy rights and the details of what we really get exposed to. So that's kind of what I've been doing up to this point. And now, and I'm sorry I'm talking so much, I'm going on a tangent, but now is probably the most exciting time in my career. I'm 46 years old, been doing it for over 25 years. The business has gotten to be extremely fun for me, because after 25 years, you really grow up in the business with a lot of people. So the guys that I started with in my career, at 22 years old, are now in some of the most prolific positions in media. They're running studios, running record labels, heads of PR companies, and have proved to be extremely advantageous when we're making moves. So now I can say it's really a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to be in the business and to be able to be a part of projects and initiatives and companies like Doc.com, and to be able to connect so many opportunities for the greater good. So this particular initiative with Doc, I hold this one really close to my heart. It is a little secret about me. My parents are both doctors, and I was pre-med in college until I switched into the entertainment business. So in another life, I feel I was a doctor. Doc, I hold extremely, extremely close to my heart. I believe so much in Charles and in the messaging points and what this company is about, the greater good of helping people, around the world in a new way, taking advantage of the digital tools. I think this is such a huge opportunity for the world and for all of us in general, that I've championed this tremendously in the celebrity community. And the responses I've gotten from agents and managers and celebrities and the people that I've spoken to, for us as representatives, it checks all the boxes. The messaging points are incredible, the feel good, the giving back, and having a celebrity affiliate with a company that checks all those boxes is really one of the most important things, because they can really get behind it and supercharge and power it. So I'm super excited about next steps. I've spoken to so many people, and I have a variety of interests from some very, very high level celebrities. And so the next steps for us, that Charles and I have been strategizing, discussing, is really picking and choosing the right type of celebrities that are going to align with the company and the culture. And so over the next year, I think there's just going to be just a wave of activity. You're going to see a lot of news in the press. We have an incredible PR agency that's on board. They're very well known for representing some very high profile corporate companies and clients and celebrities and media. So we have a very, very strong team with an incredible strategy for rolling out marketing. And we've already started implementing those tactics, and you're going to see it grow and grow over time. And the media hits are going to be tremendous. So 2024, I think you're going to see just a wave of activity. And of course, me being the celebrity manager, I told Charles, I'm like, get ready, my friend, because we're going to have to put you on some interviews. We're going to put you on TV. We're going to have to put you on some podcasts, because we're going to build you and your name as the figurehead of the company too.
Thanks. Thanks, my dear Jamie. I've always been very excited that Jamie, is we're part of the team, and I appreciate it. And I can just tell everyone, just from there's a lot of things that, because of confidentiality, we have to keep them, but confidential. But I can definitely assure the whole community that, um, like I said before, I don't think there's ever been something in the healthcare space with this kind of strategy, and that's going to be promoted, or that has been promoted this way. It doesn't take away the fact that we're still doing, the traditional media stuff, digital marketing, things like that. I think we actually have a pending meeting with Quinton, and she is from the marketing company, but from digital marketing, we're still going to be doing all the things that we've talked about previously in other AMAs, but this is really coming at it in an innovative way, to make sure that we have a really, really strong growth and awareness, and we become a household name. And that's really the objective, because ultimately it translates to more people getting free basic health care. And with all the things that have happened in the past few years, the pandemic and all this craziness in the media with all the news stories and et cetera, et cetera, it's just I think the world needs it the most right now. It's a good time. It's ironically a good timing for us to really push this hard. And it has that beautiful aspect of transparency because of the blockchain technology implementation into the with the hashes product sales consultations, that I just think it's just going to be, a lot of people are going to be wowed. And I'm just very excited that we're finally entering this next stage. But Jamie, thanks a lot for joining. You can stay on if anyone there's some questions. We'll run through the questions.
Sure. Yeah. Happy to
Let's
answer
see.
any question.
Sure. Let's see. What is the grand plan? I think that's we already spoke about that. Quentin asked that question. Videos, social posts on their accounts. I think it's a combination of things that celebrities and influencers will be doing. They'll be doing engagement through social media posts and videos. But it's part of the plan. There's specific deliverables that actually Jamie and the team created for each one of these celebrity contracts. So there are specific deliverables, and it encompasses, social media posts and mentions and things like that. So it's a combination of things. It depends on each celebrity and what they have access to.
Mm-hmm.
That was just one question, Jamie. But let's see.
Sure.
How big do you see Doc.com being? That's a question by 21 million Doc to Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
I guess 21 million. I guess you're mean by market cap, or because I mean, if you're asking me that question, that would be, I think we can be a $20 billion company, down the road. I see that as a very viable option, especially looking at comparables in the market. But that's just my own target. Jamie can,
Sure.
I don't know what Jamie thinks, but I'm hoping he's along the same lines, or potentially a bit more. Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Charles. I have very ambitious goals for the company. I think honestly, sky's the limit. You never know what can happen these days. You could see a balloon to several hundred billion if it's done right. I think from what Charles and I have been doing behind the scenes, I think it's gonna
Yeah.
I think it's going to activate publicly in the right place. And I think the growth potential is tremendous, especially as we bring on more and more people and affiliates and celebrities and companies that we've been strategically talking to for alliances. But again, I think this really checks all the boxes in terms of, a feel good company. And I think that is something that the market and just the world really looks for, so I think I'm expecting extremely big things from the company, and I'm couldn't be more excited about being a part of it now, or in the early stage.
Yeah, one of the things that's important for everyone to know is that it's not only about promoting it to users and stuff. We're also doing things where Jamie's directly involved, to bring in partnerships, maybe look at acquiring companies. I've mentioned before that we're building an acquisition pipeline. The things that make sense for Doc.com to expand our services into other types of things that are outside of the traditional primary care services of free basic healthcare. So, things that I've mentioned before, we can refer people to clinics, for example. Well, what if those clinics are part of the Doc.com holding? And those are kind of things that, and then there's things, in genetics, there's things in innovative technologies that we're also looking at. Some of those have come through Jamie, some of those have come through me, and we're just constantly looking at interesting things. But basically right now, for the short to midterm, we're going to be growing the services, doing the launch, growing it, promoting it to healthcare professionals so they sign up, bringing in vendors to the marketplace. Those are the most immediate things. And right now, as everyone knows, we're pending approval. We already did the filing. We have to add several things. So those are top priority for the short term. Then we have really, really strong things. I spoke in the last AMA about the agreement that we're putting together with the Red Cross. That should be finalized soon after this filing is approved. But it's looking very good. And the idea with that is that we can also implement new technologies and ideas that we have and use the Red Cross essentially as a technology test bed for us to try out new functions with AI and also, increase our user base rapidly. And like that, we have other contracts that we're working on and developments that are, related to medications and things. But it's a lot of interesting, fun things that are coming up, a lot of work as well. But it's the kind of work that's worthwhile doing. Like I've always said, it's really fulfilling to do this. And I think we're going to help a lot of people. I really look forward to just, suddenly seeing celebrities announcing it and talking about it and really showcasing the benefits of what we're doing. That's really the most important thing, because I've always said we can have people can look at us and say, oh, they're worth this much, or they're generating enough money, or they're doing all these sales. The important thing is it's undeniable the benefit that people get when they have access to free basic healthcare, and it's inevitable that we end up helping people that are in dire need, and that's makes it just so much. It makes it worthwhile in a huge way, and it's always been the mission for us to achieve that. So we're here and we're going to do it better than we ever have, and that's what we're preparing for right now. Let's see. Looking at the other questions here. At what point did you decide to join the team, Jamie? It's a question for Jamie. That was what, a little bit over a year ago already? Has it been that?
I think so.
Has it been that long? Yeah. Wow.
I think we started talking. We started talking almost 2 years ago, but I think I officially joined a little bit over a year ago.
Yeah. It was in my trips to LA back then. That's right. Let's see. Does Jamie own any MTC? I'm not because he doesn't like MTC, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't because of how we're structuring things in the company right now. Like I said, we have to do everything that's crypto related. We separated into the life chain. The life chain is a foundation that's operating independently, and we have to do it so we're doing everything under a compliant structure that doesn't have any regulatory limitations. And we don't want to run any of those risks. So for us to pursue that right now before these changes are made that are coming up with the LifeChain Foundation, it's not something that we can ensure that there's any vesting or rewards programs for anyone, including myself, within the company. But that will come. And the idea is that we not only show the utility of MTC with all the hashes that would be happening through product sales and consultations, but it also becomes something that's not only a reward mechanism for all users, but also for us internally ourselves. You know, we have we want the value to come from the share price, and we also want to have additional things. Obviously, having other types of incentives for everyone is beneficial, and it's, you know, it's in the plans. So, you know, MTC is planned to be used in that way in the future. But first, we have to ensure that we do this the right way, that we have everything approved by the SEC, and that we can proceed without having any issues with any of the regulators, you know, until there's comprehensive law in the US and stuff. And that's why that's why the LifeChain Foundation is in the UK, and that's how it'll move on forward. So it has its own mission and own team. Let's see, ETA on launch. So hopefully we can launch next week. That's the plan right now. I'm going to actually, there's a couple of small details that we're going to look at later today, but that's the plan, is to launch as soon as possible. We no longer have to wait for the filing to happen. You know, despite the fact that we're still pending approval right now, we can go ahead and proceed business as usual. So that's how it's planned to go. We can launch services at the end of next week. Let's see. Does anyone else have any more questions for Jamie? And you know, if not, I'm going to stay on, but I don't know if let's see. There's more questions for Jamie. Let's see these next two questions. Does Jamie own any cryptocurrencies at all? I don't know. Do you, Jamie? You have owned some Bitcoin or something in the past?
Well, I own Bitcoin, Ethereum. I know Bitcoin's not technically considered cryptocurrency, but I do have Bitcoin and Ethereum. I had a few others a couple years ago, but now I just stuck with, for right now anyway, I just stuck with the two. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Definitely love the space.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Let's see. Hi, Jamie. Now that Messi's in the US, do you have any connection with him? He can promote our services.
Yes, actually, we do. You know, so I have several partners. You know, we're considered probably some of the biggest wranglers in the celebrity space. So my partner actually deals with Messi directly, and he's been with him several times. He usually handles him when he comes here to the States, and now that he's here locally permanently, we're definitely have more and more involvement with him on things. Yes, so there is a possibility. Yes.
Yeah, I would say there's a possibility for any of the top people in the world. I mean, at least from what I've seen Jamie can do, it's he's behind the scenes, and he's very low key, but that's a good thing. But I can just vouch that I've seen amazing things, and it's I don't see any limits on that front. We'll do whatever's best for the company. You know, it may not be the best thing to have Messi. There may be others that are other people that can help in a better way. So
right. It's about mixing and matching. The good part is, whether it's Messi or somebody else, like what Charles and I always say is the hardest part is just access to the celebrity community. Once we have that, it's just about opening doors and finding the right match, you know. So I'm more than confident that we're going to have a very nice selection of celebrity affiliates with the company.
Yeah. Let's see, another thoughts. Jamie, any thoughts on how to target low income communities? If you want, you can go ahead and, I mean, we actually built a plan to cover different age groups and different types of communities of people. So I don't know, Jamie, any thoughts on how we can target low income communities?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, I think, let's say from the celebrity side, since we're on that subject, I think that's probably a good note, you know, to find a celebrity affiliate who's really tapped into that marketplace, that you know, has relationships in that space with several communities. You know, for example, I've done several deals with Magic Johnson. He's very well known for being extremely influential in some of the lower income areas, and he's made a huge difference within the urban space. You know, he he was buying Starbucks and movie theaters, and he really made a move to, bring more things for the low income territories. And same thing, where depending on the territory and what country we're talking about, I feel there's always a match in someone who's really passionate in the celebrity space, who wants to contribute and wants to be a voice, for different areas. So absolutely, I think from that perspective, there's a lot of matches we could do.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of different strategies. Like I've said just a while ago, we're still going to be working with a marketing company and doing all that. We have a pending meeting with Quinton that's coming up, and we're looking at all these other options as well. But we're going to be doing targeted advertising as well. Just attacking from all angles. Really, that's our objective, because ultimately we have a service offering that's very broad. Anyone could use it. It doesn't only have to be a certain type of people. It's really designed for it to be useful for everyone. And that's so we'll do testing and see what converts the most users and provides the most amount of help for everyone. So that's to come, but we definitely have plans already in place, and we have enough right now to get us to the next leap, ensure that we have a great listing as well, and people really start hearing about us everywhere, at least in the US, and then we'll expand that to the other countries as we have planned. Let's see other questions here. Love the answer to that. Okay. All right. Well, if there's no more questions, Jamie, I don't know if you want to stay on. I'm going to stay on for another 20 minutes right now.
Okay.
But I really appreciate you coming on. I think we'll do it again in the future. I hope everyone I hope everyone liked listening to Jamie come on. And if you guys, one of the things that's very important to what we do here is always the feedback loop we have with the community, some of the best ideas and support that we've obtained has come from the community. So, now that everyone has seen Jamie on here, we'll probably have other people from the team come on in future AMAs as well. But suggestions are always open, and we always like to hear from everyone. So thanks a lot, Jamie. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you, everyone, for your time. And I look forward to our next call.
Excellent.
Have a great day. Bye-bye, guys.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jamie. Speak soon, man. Bye. So let's see. I'm going to look at the rest of the questions here. How will you keep users engaged to watch the ads during the waiting time for doctors? Well, that's really a good question, and I really think that that's up to the ad server and the marketing company. That's for us, the ad space during that waiting period is really it's just inventory that we're selling that time. We're basically selling that time through an ad server. So it represents revenues for us, but it's not, we can control the content ourselves, but initially that actual content that's going on there is being managed by a marketing company. So, it depends on the type of product or service that's getting promoted on there. How do we plan on keeping them engaged? There's multiple different ways. It's really just a space there where people are looking at the phone, waiting for a call to happen. And there's many different ideas that can happen, but that's up to the marketing and PR company. I think we would probably do things that are educational more than anything. At least with pieces of that inventory, we'll definitely have content on doc.com and our additional services and how our growth is happening, and maybe testimonials from people that have used the service, So we're using it as well to promote our own services. But the rest of that space, imagine if you're waiting on the call for 3 minutes or 5 minutes, may sound like a little bit of a little bit of time, but it's actually a lot when you think about the creating content. You could have just 30-second segments. So basically, different strategies. Short answer to that is different strategies to keep people engaged, but there's lots of things. I actually like the idea of educating people, and that's what I think we'll definitely have that in the mix of content that's being displayed during the waiting period. But it's very important for people to remember that that is also one of our three revenue streams, our three basic revenue streams. The ad server, it doesn't represent a huge chunk of the revenue, but it is very, very low cost revenue. So it's very beneficial in that way. And we do have to ensure that we are generating revenue there. And it's very important for us to make sure that the machine works, like I've said many times before, and that the company is making money and is scalable and is doing a great job at that and is optimizing margins. So, it's as long as we keep that free basic healthcare clean and beautiful and transparent, the rest of that is just the machine, and the machine, which is product sales, the marketplace, the ad server, things like that. Those are pretty simple things to understand and to operate. But there's always going to be optimizations happening. So, there can be 1-second screenshots or ads or banners or 15-second ads, just like Quentin is mentioning here. But yeah, that's true. One of the interesting things about this format is that we have that waiting period, and it's different from a traditional, viewing an ad quickly on YouTube or viewing an ad quickly on Google or something, because of the fact that people are already engaged and kind of anxiously waiting to speak to a healthcare professional. So I think there's a more attention towards the waiting period, just based on our, back in the old days, doing consultations, the waiting period was something that people were just like, focused on their phones, because at any moment the doctor could answer. I think that's probably going to be the same thing. Just think about it. It's a different format that I probably think is more sensitive and more requires more attention from a user than, for example, ordering an Uber. An Uber is still something that requires quite a bit of attention. So, I always find myself, when I order Ubers, I always find myself, kind of glancing over every couple of minutes to see how it's coming, and you do get caught up there. And I think in this case, it's going to be like that, probably even stronger, because of the relevance to people's health. Let's see. I was checking Interactive Brokers, transfer shares, see different options. Okay. Costs $100 to receive shares. Can you shed more light on this? Sure. Green asks a question in regards to depositing and custodying shares. Usually how this works is there's a transfer agent. It's an obligation by law, you have to have one. The transfer agent is the person who actually transfers out the shares and sends them to all the brokerage accounts. So for those of you who have shares, who invested and have shares, you will be receiving those shares through the transfer agent. And there's different options, like what you're saying, what Green wrote here, with an Interactive Broker, they charge you $100 to receive the shares. That's just one option. I know that there's others that don't. If you have an account in Robinhood, I'm pretty sure they don't charge you a fee. And some brokers, they do. So it depends on who you go with. The important thing is that you have a place whether you're in the US or outside of the US, that can hold the shares and custody the shares, and they can potentially trade them for you on your behalf. And there's different ways of doing that. Some people like the fact that, they like the still traditional phone call. Some people like to do everything on the app. I've met people that we have investors already in the company that, some older gentlemen that they like calling. They like calling. They like calling their broker and saying, "Hey, buy me this or sell me this." And then we have all the younger generation that are just, kind of like me. I go onto Robinhood and I do it there. And so it's pretty simple. Let's say, can I pay with my credit card? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Actually, the links that will be sent out as soon as the Reg A is approved, we're sending out the links for those small packages of shares. Please share them with your friends, family. I mean, they're not really big investments, honestly, but it's something that I think we need to do to increase our shareholder base. But you'll be able to pay with your debit or credit card. So just directly on the link there. Pretty simple process. Just you'll fill your information out. You'll fill out the your ID, address, name and address, and you'll have an electronic signature. It's all done there. It's all done through Right Signature, and then you'll be able to connect directly. It's done through Stripe. You can pay with a credit card or a debit card, and you can choose any of the 3-4 different investments. Whether you're a U.S. citizen or outside of the U.S., you'll receive the correct documentation. You can select from it, but basically, it's you can use your credit card to purchase shares or debit card to purchase shares, and you can also still wire in. So, there's still that option. But yeah, we made it simple. We made it pretty simple for everyone. And I'm very excited. So look, right now we're going to focus on doing the launch. Everything has been built out and ready to go to get launched. The next phase, like I mentioned, the dev team is going to focus on the website, and Daniel is going to be preparing all the blockchain aspects so we can actually display it on the website and people understand. And there's, get educated on that aspect of it, because I think as we do more and more promotion, we'll also get more criticism. And one of the main things that we have to ensure happens is that if we do get criticism and someone says, "Oh, they're just saying this and that," it won't be just saying it. We're not joking here. This is our metrics. Here you go. Here's the blockchain hashes. I want that to happen. I want people to come in and say, "Wow, it's hard to argue against this because it's so transparent." That's what we have to achieve. That's kind of experience that I believe people should have or be aware of or get educated on for when they go visit the website and use our apps as well. Both should showcase that. And that's really showcasing the blockchain component and creating utility for MTC. But it has to be showcased the right way. We have to ensure that it makes sense for people who have zero knowledge of blockchain technology. That's one thing, because here we're really targeting everyone, the masses. And I am pretty sure that most people don't even know what blockchain is. They just hear it as a word. They don't even know what it actually is or how it works. So I've said it before, this is a great opportunity to educate people on that. But for me, the most important thing is that the services are working and people are getting the mission is being achieved. If people are getting services, if they're buying their products through us, but if they're using free basic healthcare for their needs, that's the objective. That's the objective. All the other things are optimizations to the business model and optimizations to the structure so we can make it stronger and stronger and stronger. And I would say something like, you can view it this way. It's very innovative for us to use artificial intelligence in certain aspects of our telemedicine services and hospitalization or anything related to healthcare. But it makes it even stronger and better if you add the blockchain hashes, the transparency component, rewards mechanisms, a crypto economy. But we do have to do it in stages, and we do have to do it so it's compliant and done the right way. This is a new company with a new business model and new set of rules, and we want to do this much better than it's ever been done. So we just have to make sure that we follow those steps, and whatever we do, we will disclose. We will disclose in our filings and proceed that way. I really think it's a great way to proceed and to grow the company. So I want the value to be showcased in a way that people don't argue against. They say, okay, this is true intrinsic value that's being created here. That's how it should become. And it takes some time for people to realize it, but I still believe in it's such a good thing that inevitably at some point people will catch on. And the community is much more educated on blockchain and everything. But it's just think of everyone that you guys know, everyone that around you that doesn't have a clue about what blockchain is, or the potential, the reach of the technology, or how it can help not only the healthcare industry, but other industries. And I kind of see that. That's why people sometimes tell me, "Oh, aren't you afraid of Teladoc or these other telemedicine companies?" And I just think to myself, well, we're really not doing what they're doing. We're doing something drastically different. I guess for some people, I really see us as a healthcare technology company, not just a telemedicine company. We're much more than that. And I don't want to look at what's already out there and think, oh, well, how are we going to copy them? Or, just this is a fresh, new way of doing things, different understanding to achieve a specific mission. And it encompasses a lot of cool things, aspects, but like I said, the most important thing for me is to get the services launched and get people using them, because that is the best benefit that we can do. Let's see, how much money can accredited investors buy of Doc shares as of right now? Can it be more than 100,000? Yes, of course. Well, there's two things. If someone wants to buy larger sums, we actually offer a convertible note. If you want, Crypto DAO asked that question. If you want to do that, we can send you the convertible note, and you can we'll send you the documentation if you want to invest a larger amount. But yes, definitely, with that amount, you can actually invest into the millions with the convertible note. I'll say this, and I'm just going to speak from the heart. One of the main things that's very important to consider with this, especially with the listing, is when it's large amounts, we don't want people. I mean, I lived this myself in the past, as a lot of people here know, and that's why learning from those mistakes, this is a strategy now. With people who buy large amounts, we always have a lockup period so we can spread out the potential selling. Because otherwise people say, oh yeah, I plan on holding, and then they see it go up so much that it's just too tempting. So we want value created for everyone. And we're all in this, we're all invested. There's nothing wrong with making money. There's nothing wrong with selling. But the thing is, we do have to spread it out so we can have at least stability in the stock price. It's very important. So that pillar of trading performance is very important, and allows us to grow the company more. It gives us access to more capital. So for large amounts, that's the reason we do convertible note, because there's we want to spread it out. We want to ensure that we get value for everyone, and not don't have people that invest and then they immediately sell everything the moment we list. Those are the aspects, but ultimately it just leads to having more value for everyone. for all the shareholders. And really, that's, I think, the smartest way of going about it. So that's how we go about larger investments with convertible notes. I think it's just a smarter way to do it. I don't want to suffer through what we suffered in the past, where certain people that I don't even want to mention anymore. But the thing is, I mean, made huge, enormous gains, and it really was damaging to us at some point. Those were hard lessons to learn. But this time around, we have really strong backing. We have Jamie's here. We obviously have a lot of celebrity support, and everyone is invested. It's not just like we're just buying celebrities or buying this. It's people are doing this because they truly see the mission behind it, and they say, oh, okay, I can help here. Obviously, there's always incentives that are economic incentives behind that, but it's better for everyone to point and say, okay, we want to see this succeed, because it's not just money in business. It's something that can help a lot of people. And it's great that people make money. It's great that but there's way more value creation in something that is truly transformative. And that always will translate to more money. So it goes hand in hand, and I do that. So Crypto DAO, I will send you a message if you like, if you're interested or have anyone that's interested. I'll send you a message, and we'll send you a convertible note for your review. Let's see. Emailed you about boxes. Charles, thanks for the hard work. Thank you very much, Richard. I will take a look at the email. When did you send the email? Was it recent? Was it today? If not, I'll go ahead and check. If you want to send me a message privately, and I will just double check with your email there. Let's see. When will we receive the MTC USD doc swap documents? That is going to happen with Daniel. So the short answer to that is 100% before listing. So that will happen before. And it's important to know that that's something that the LifeChain Foundation is handling. So they're going to be doing all that process, but it'll definitely be, if you're on the list from last year, you'll definitely have the opportunity to do that change before listing. It's in the priority list for the LifeChain Foundation. It's something that Daniel's also aware of. So when, I would say probably in the next, before listing. So the next 2 months or something like that. Let's see. Okay, you sent an email yesterday, Richard. Thank you for that. I'll definitely review that. Let's see. Next week, are we launching? Well, yes, that's the plan. Right now, the plan is to launch as soon as possible. If we could launch today, it would be today. It's just right now it's dependent on the dev team, a couple of little small things here and there. But the plan is to just launch as soon as possible. Now we can definitely go ahead and launch and have services running. We already did our filing, and that's what we want to do. Just have them up and running. Is the market maker ready? Well, it's also a dev team thing, so should be ready at any moment. Probably next week it should be ready. We decided to take that path, as I mentioned, instead of using the one we had hired at this previously. So it's not really a difficult build from a tech perspective. It's just a little bit of time consuming. So they're definitely building that out. We should have that resolved next week and have that the market making running again. I know it's been painful for some people to buy or sell right now because the market maker hasn't been functioning, but it's there's still movement. You can definitely see there's still movement, still volume happening. Let's see. All right. Well, everyone, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming on. It's always a pleasure to come and do these AMAs. It kind of clears my mind up, and I don't think I've ever told anyone this, but it really motivates me a lot to have to be able to do these AMAs with the community and hear your thoughts and questions, and I appreciate it. And it's getting better and better every time. It's been a huge amount of work, going through all this. People are like, "Oh, you took so long," and I'm like, "Wow, if you only knew how much work it is to go through a PCB OA audit and structure all of this and raise the capital and build the apps." And it's just a huge amount of work, but I'm very proud of what we've built. I'm extremely excited to get to launch. We're doing this the right way. We're doing it in a way that's really going to be showcasing a lot of the benefits more than anything. It's not just about, that's the benefit that we're putting. Free basic healthcare. It's something that's it's taken time, but it's coming together very, 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 very nicely. And the team is really, really strong. So, there's more people to come, but yes, we are moving forwards now. It's starting to snowball, and you can definitely feel it. So it's really starting to snowball. It's everyone's very excited. We have a whole bunch of stuff to still do, and still so much work to do, but this is where it starts getting a lot more fun. So let's see. I'm going to answer the last questions that I see here. Ellie asked, is Daniel, Daniel's going to be working as a team member for Doc.com, but he is advising the LightChain Foundation, but he's not officially part of the LightChain Foundation. He's part of Doc. And yeah, he's going to start next week. Excellent, everyone. I appreciate it. I'm glad everyone liked Jamie's part of the AMA today. I'm very excited, and I look forward to bringing other team members on and having them talk about their perspective here, and maybe we can. I also think we should at some point increase our audience and try to grow the community more, and maybe switch to using X or Twitter. I think someone, don't know why that happened. Can everyone hear me all right? All right, excellent. Well, I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate it, and we will be in touch. And looking forward to next week's AMA. Hopefully we'll get all these things wrapped up, but we're on track to do very well. And I appreciate everyone's time. Like I said, from the heart, it's truly a pleasure and an honor to have everyone here participating and hear your feedback. And thank you so much for everything. We'll be in touch. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.